Hey everyone.
Hey everyone, if you caught a little bit of our pre-recording conversation, we weren't paying attention. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we're gonna leave any of that, right?
No, no, we're not. All right, never mind. Just cut it. Say whatever you're gonna say. I don't care. What's insulting? You were insulted about something?
Yeah, no, I was watching The Office.
Hell yeah.
I know it's a great palate cleanser, but Dwight tells a riddle, and I know you've
Uh,
heard of this riddle before,
yeah.
where the man and the son are in the car accident and they go to the
Yes.
hospital.
That's a classic. That's a very old riddle. It
And
doesn't
it's
age well. It doesn't
no,
age
it
well.
sure doesn't. If you haven't heard of it, they go this man and his son are in a car accident and go to the hospital, and the doctor says, I can't operate on this boy. He's my son. How's that possible? And I'm like, screw you, man.
And it used to really
It
stump
was a
people.
real brain buster, a real thought provoking scenario. Who could the doctor be?
I was watching a show recently that did that riddle too, and everyone gave that reaction like, "What?" And they're
Really?
like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Oh, I guess that doesn't age well."
No, the doctor's his mother, y'all. But with spoiler alert, it's his mother.
If you're still trying to figure it out, don't worry about it. His mom can be a doctor too.
They're like, no, I need a more realistic explanation for how this is happening. Such bullshit. I was like, that is the most insulting riddle.
Have you never heard that?
Yeah, I have. I just forgot about it until then. I was like, how was that ever challenging?
It
So
was
annoying.
a real brain buster.
A real thought provoking scenario. Huh. That's really a thinker.
I'll get
Screw
back to you on
you.
that.
I'll get back to you. Oh,
Uh,
so we have two new patrons just saying, hey, what up? Carrie and Emily, welcome.
oh, welcome.
Thanks for joining. Should we might be saying patrons at the end of the episode now. Or should we? Whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Thanks for joining. Welcome.
Thanks. And thank everyone for your reviews. We've gotten some new, or at least some Apple reviews
Yeah.
that
Thanks.
we really appreciate it. When I'm at my corporate job and I go to my car to cry, I read them and it makes me feel better.
Does that
And I'm
happen
not,
often?
it happens often. And
Yeah.
I'm not joking. So thanks. They're a good read. It's fun.
Your work makes me sad.
Hmm.
Also, I want to throw this out here. Today is April 21st, 2023. Our first episode was April 22nd, 2022. Our 1 year anniversary is tomorrow. Hey.
Happy birthday.
Ew. That was so Marilyn Monroe.
That's what I was going for.
Um,
What do we do to celebrate?
mm, mm,
Wait, hold on
mm.
one damn second. I said I was going to quit my job within 1 year.
Well, then do it. Do it right now. Let's call in.
Oh my God. I will. If I get to quit my job, I'll film it for y'all. I will record it.
Oh my God. That
Just
would
kidding.
be so uncomfortable.
I'm
Please
just
don't.
kidding. It's just, and I would have like started crying.
It's like a whole thing, and
Whole thing.
everyone's cringy. And we're like, we don't want to see this.
uh,
So
my God, that's so
happy
exciting.
and I actually can't believe that.
Me
You know,
neither.
blown by,
Flown by.
blown by.
Golly. Well, thank y'all. Y'all are the early on. Y'all are the OGs, the
Early adopters,
early. There
the
you go.
I know. So thanks. Happy Annie.
You too.
Um, I was just listening. I dropped the kids off this morning. I was listening to Sirius, and Jeff Lewis was on, and he was talking about BravoCon. And
Mm.
y'all, Rebecca and I are very seriously considering going to BravoCon. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We got to get on that too. But he was talking about how he's
It stresses me out to wait. Tickets are going to go on sale. It's going to be like a midnight thing where everyone's going to jump on it. My computer's going to crash. Where it's going to be a rush to get tickets. It's going to be like
I don't think so.
scary. You don't think?
No.
I hope not. But I get scared.
I get scared too, but we should at least book the hotel.
Yeah.
Maybe a plane flight before they get crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Jeff was talking about how he is not staying where everyone's staying, and he's going to get a very big hotel room with a balcony. And his guest was like, "Oh, why do you need a balcony?" He was like, "In case I want to jump off of it."
Love Jeff Lewis.
Y'all, if y'all have not recapped Jeff Lewis's old, what was his
Flipping
show?
out.
Flipping Out, where he has the assistant where he pranks him all the time. It's on
That's every
YouTube.
season.
Just
Every season, he's full of pranks, but this one guy in particular.
what was his name? Andy?
Yeah, maybe. I
Oh
think so.
my God. It's so funny. He's the funniest.
He is
Anyway,
so dramatic. It's a very theatrical reaction when he gets pranked by Jeff Lewis, and it is hysterical. Rewatch
yeah.
Flipping Out.
Yeah. So I liked that from Jeff because we have been talking about BravoCon and I almost called you because I was laughing because he was just so flippant about it. In case I want
Mhm.
to jump off of it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm calling her back. And then I was like, oh wait, we're about to record. I'll just wait.
God, he is so funny. And we won't get into Bravo or Scandival, but if you're into Vanderpump Rules and you want to talk Scandival, please DM us or something because that really is true crime in and of itself.
The fact that that broke and then I told my Kay Parsons story and I wasn't allowed to talk about it was so annoying.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Okay. DMS. We won't talk about it here. I know Morbid got ripped on Reddit for talking about it, but
oh, they did? That's not even why. I just thought it'd be boring for those who don't listen to it, but
well, I'm sure it is. No, I mean not ripped, but there were some comments of like, no one gives a shit, stick to true crime. I'm like, oh, uh-huh.
uh-huh. That's fair. But for those who do give a shit,
Mm,
DM us.
we're into it.
I also applied for what's the podcast festival that we were never going to get into, but I've really reached for the stars.
Oh, crime. Wait,
Crime Con.
crime con. We're
Yeah.
gonna go to all the cons this year.
All the cons.
You did actually apply. Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to choose us, but whatever.
That'd be so fun.
I planted the seed in someone's head. Someone had to read it.
Some
Or do they?
intern.
Some
Right.
intern had to read it.
Yeah. He or she is probably Googling us right now
Mm-hmm.
and not finding shit. Getting a little frustrated.
Saying screw this and deleting the email, deleting the application.
Yep.
Okay. I'm telling you about a murder of an Indiana University student who is not Lauren Sperrier,
Okay.
though she does come up.
Okay.
And I'll get into who that is for those who don't know. But this is the story of Hannah Wilson. Sources, Sword and Scale did an episode on this, which is where I found a lot of things because he has the prosecutor on and the defense attorney. So I got a lot of facts from there, but USA Today, New York Daily News, and Indy Star. In 2015, Hannah Wilson was a senior at the University of Indiana and majored in psychology. A few weeks before graduation on April 23rd, Hannah and her friends are day drinking around Bloomington, as you do when you're 21, 22 years old.
So fun.
I know. She had just finished an exam for a class that was apparently a pain in the ass. And
Oh,
on top of that, it was Little 500 weekend, which is a bike race that the IU students have turned into a party weekend. So they're just celebrating.
oh my God. It's like Twilight in Athens.
I know. I thought about that. College kids will find any excuse to turn something into a party, an occasion, to turn something into an occasion. I love
Yeah.
it. Fun.
So fun. What year is this again?
This is 2015.
Okay.
So they're having champagne during the day. They're just amped. They're at the
Oh,
stage of life where the world is their oyster. It's fun.
fun.
They go to a friend's house to pregame. Hannah's ex-boyfriend came back in town, but they ended on good terms. And they're all a part of the same friend group. So even he comes and they all decide to head to the Hilton for some more drinks, like the hotel.
I figured.
You figured?
Uh-huh.
Well, if they're,
Yes.
I don't know. People go to the Hilton for drinks.
Maybe.
I guess we went to Embassy Suites. Free happy hour, y'all.
Right. If they still do that, y'all better go take advantage if you have a local Embassy Suites,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
if you're underage.
Yeah. In high school, we used to go to the local Embassy Suites, and from 5 to 7, they have free happy hour. You just have to show them a room key, which we had like a 5-year-old room key from God knows what. And we would use
Perks.
it. All 20 of us. Yeah, we're
Oh
into
my
this
God.
one room. Don't
It
worry
was
about it.
pretty
Just give
smart
me
on
my SoCo and lime and
and
we'll be
we'll
on
be
our
on
way.
our way. Thank you. It
Yeah.
was pretty good. Pretty good.
Mhm.
Anyway, yeah, I figured you meant Hilton, the hotel.
Well, I did. Around midnight, the group decides to go to another bar, I think Kilroy's downtown. When they're in line waiting to go in, her friends noticed that Hannah was a little too drunk. So they called her an Uber and sent her home. She lives like 7 blocks away. So it would have been a couple minutes before she was home. Her roommate was already in for the night. She hears Hannah come in, and the police know she went inside because they were able to determine her phone picked up the house's Wi Fi at whatever time she walked in.
Oh,
I
okay.
know, it's kinda cool. Hannah's roommate the next morning goes to her room to say good morning and recap the night, but Hannah's nowhere in the house. Her purse and phone are on her bed, but she's not there. And when she goes downstairs, she sees the front door is wide open. So she starts panicking and calls around to all their friends who have no idea where she is. They tell her we put her in an Uber around 1 a.m. Then she calls Hannah's parents, who drive from Fishers, Indiana, which is an hour and a half away, to help look for her around campus. But little did everyone know a body had already been found in the next county over.
Oh, no.
I know, it's such a bummer. Earlier that morning, a woman was driving down the road when she spotted what looked to be a pile of clothes in the grass. When she slowed down to see what it was, she saw that it was a young girl dead in the dirt and called 911 immediately. Cops rushed to Plum Creek, which is where the body was, and it was quickly determined that she died from blunt force trauma, but they have no idea who it is.
Oh, God.
I know, and they said, like, blood was they couldn't even tell the color of her hair. They first looked for a missing persons report in Brown County, and they didn't have any, so cops called neighboring counties, and that's when they learned about a missing IU student from the night before. So police got a picture of Hannah from her roommate, sent it to the coroner, and they were able to confirm it was Hannah.
Oh, God.
This all happens before Hannah's family even gets to town.
Oh, man.
So they have no idea about any of these developments. When they get in town, they go straight to the police station, expecting to print hundreds of missing person flyers and start a search party.
Oh, no.
Oh no. But instead, they're met with a very somber detective holding a picture of Hannah. And her
Uh,
mom knew immediately what he was going to say.
oh, my God.
I know
So
it's the worst way.
they didn't even know the family was coming? Like,
Mm-mm.
were they prepared to call them, and then they just showed up?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So he told them they found her body. Hannah's dad, Jeff, walked out into the parking lot with his other daughter, Haley, and sprawled out face down on the pavement crying.
Oh,
I
no.
know.
Oh my god, I wanna hug that dad.
I know, me too. And her mom was only thinking of one thing, something that happened a few weeks prior.
Ooh.
She had a dream that Hannah died before graduation.
What?
I know.
What how?
I don't know. She doesn't say specifics, but she was so unsettled by it that she told Hannah about it. And Hannah, probably not taking it too seriously, was like, oh, okay. Well, if that happens, I want Gerber daisies on my casket. And I want y'all to rent
Oh,
out a club to all my friends with bottle service and limos so everyone can get home safely. And like just laid out what she
what?
wanted. How weird is that? They did do the
Oh,
daisies. I do not think they rented out a club and all that.
I was gonna ask, did they fulfill?
They fulfilled the daisies on the casket.
Oh god, that's so weird.
Like a couple weeks before. How weird is that?
That's very unsettling.
Moms know shit.
Oh god, that scares me.
They just know.
That scares me.
She wanted it to be a big celebration of life, which is what they did. I always found that admirable when people want their funeral to be fun for everyone. I am not one of these people. Nope.
Why?
I
No,
need
well,
I want everyone sad and sobbing.
sad. Sure.
The
Well,
utmost sadness.
we will be.
Thank you. Or I'll haunt you.
I'm indifferent. Do
Do you
whatever you
hear
want.
me?
Yeah, I did. I assume you'll haunt me anyway.
Prepare to see me everywhere if you're having
Oh,
fun at
yeah.
my funeral.
If you crack a smile at my funeral, you're in for it. You're in for it.
Yeah.
You've been warned.
When cops found Hannah's body, they noticed a cell phone under her right foot. And mind you, Hannah's phone was in her room.
Oh, shit. God,
So
I thought
they,
I knew this one, but I guess not.
yeah, maybe not.
I think I'm mixing the 2 girls up.
Yeah, you probably are. So they applied for a search warrant to find out whose it is. And the phone wasn't dead or anything, so they easily could have gone through it. But the Fourth Amendment protects against unreasonable search and seizures. And prosecutor Ted Allen said that he didn't want to give any future defense attorney reason to come after their investigation. So he did it by the right way, by the books.
I feel like that's a reasonable it's under the body of a murdered girl. I
I
think that's
know.
reasonable.
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't know.
Uh,
He
that
just wanted to do
wow.
it by the book, but I'm like, good for you.
Seems by the book to me, but okay.
Yeah. The cell phone was registered to a man named Daniel Messel. They have his address, they have where he works, so they go there first, which is a place called Fine Print in Bloomington. It's a small local printing shop. I think kind of like a Kinko's, if that's still a thing.
Yeah, it's still a thing. There's
It is?
tons of little mom and pop printing shops. There's one down the street from me.
Great. Well, this is
Mhm.
one of them, Fine Print. They found out from employees that Daniel didn't show up to work on April 24th, the day after Hannah was murdered. And not only did he not show up, but he didn't call in, which was very out of character, they noted. Which to me, I'm like, obviously, if it wasn't out of character, he'd be fired, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
it's always out of character.
Yeah.
They go to Daniel's house, who they learn is a 50-year-old man who lives with his stepfather in a mobile home in Bloomington. They knock on the door and he isn't home, but Gerald, the stepdad, said that they were together on April 23rd. They ate at Cheddar's, and then Daniel went to trivia, which is something he did every Thursday. Plays trivia in downtown Bloomington at a place called Yogi's. Very big trivia guy, takes it very seriously.
Oh
His
God.
team his team name would likely not be Herbie Versmells.
He would have come over to our table and spit us all in the face.
Yeah.
It's like, get the hell out of here if you're gonna be jokesters about this.
This is yeah, nothing to have fun with.
Uh-uh.
If y'all don't know that backstory, we say it in a few episodes ago. Rachel's
You'll
trivia team name is Herbie Versmells. Say it really fast. It's disgusting. She said this at a family place playing
we
trivia
did
one day.
I didn't come up with it, my friend did, and we did not realize it was not that type of trivia, but it was embarrassing, and we lived and learned. We have never gone back to that trivia, mostly
Yeah.
because we weren't invited back. I'm just kidding.
His stepdad tells Indiana State Police that Daniel usually comes home around 11 after trivia, but on this particular night, he never came home. So their ears perk up. Detectives leave, and as they're driving down the street, Gerald calls them and says, "Oh, Daniel's pulling in." So they
Oh,
turn that whip right around and they head back.
hell yeah.
As they're pulling in, walking out of the trailer with a clear trash bag of what appears to be bloody clothes.
A clear trash bag?
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, I know, but why would he choose that?
I
Idiots.
don't think he expected the cops to be there in 5 seconds. I don't think
Okay.
he expected the cops to meet him in the driveway.
So he didn't see the
No,
Oh, okay.
they were down the street.
Wow.
And
Yikes.
yeah, making the cops' job real easy because that's exactly what it was. All of his clothes that he was wearing the night before covered in blood. There's
Oh,
also blood in his car and outside his car.
wow. He didn't even have time to clean up a little bit.
No, no, he didn't.
Good.
Which the blood was later confirmed to be Hannah's.
Sad.
So they knew who it was, but had no idea how she was safely in her home and ended up in the hands of this 50-year-old monster. They would have never crossed paths. They would have never met.
Except, can I guess? I think
Oh,
I know.
yeah. Okay, go.
Her Uber driver.
Oh, that was my first thought too. But no, her Uber driver was
Oh.
a lovely gentleman who was perfect
Oh, okay.
and
Wow.
was the one who confirmed, no, I saw her walk in. And he noticed because she kind of stumbled going in between cars. So he like stayed and watched.
Okay.
So first, let's chat Daniel Messel. He's never been married, no kids. Aside from his weekly trivia outing, he was very much a loner. And by that, I mean zero friends. Ted Allen said when detectives, you looks like you're about to feel bad for the guy. You were.
I
Oh,
was
she
laughing
was.
because when you said never married, no kids, I was going to say, what a loser.
Well, he is a loser, but not because of that. Because of
um,
the rap sheet I'm about to spit at you.
well, I just, in your 50s, never had a friend? Yeah, it is kind of sad. All right, go on.
I don't know if he's never had a friend. I don't really care about him.
Oh, okay, go.
Ted Allen said when detectives executed a search warrant on his phone, they went back at least a year of phone conversations, text messages, that's everything. And he would guess it was about 40 pages. To put how little that is in perspective, they did the same thing to Hannah's phone
Oh
and went,
god.
went back a week and it was 400 pages.
Oh, wow.
So, granted, she's in college, she's very social, but there's a happy medium there. And Daniel
Mhm.
was way under it.
Yeah. Wow. He's,
Yeah.
like, texted one person in a
Right.
year.
He didn't even notice he dropped the damn phone, probably. This caught the attention of everyone and even made national news due to its similarities to a very well known case in 2011, the disappearance of Lauren Sperrier. She was also an IU student and was last seen at the same bar Hannah took the Uber from, Kilroy's. Lauren was also very intoxicated, and her friends offered to let her stay at their house, and she declined, opting to walk the 5 minutes home. And she's last seen like she falls twice. It's at like 4:30 in the morning, and she's walking down the street and out of sight, and she's never seen again. Her body has never been found, so this case is still technically unsolved. But the more we get to know Daniel, I'm like, but we know who did it, right?
Sure.
They arrest Daniel and they appoint him to a public defender named Dory Marion. I think that's it, Marion. While Ted Adams was working with Hannah's family to build a case against him. They dig into Daniel's past and this guy's rap sheet. Here we go.
Oh god.
So he has a few forgery charges in the 80s, nothing huge. A battery charge in 1989. And most notable of those in his younger years is that in 1995, he attacked and beat his grandmother with a 4x4.
Oh. Whoa.
I mean,
Grandmom.
lunatic. I don't know the story behind it. I couldn't find it, but I cannot imagine an elderly woman deserve to be beat in the face with a large piece of wood. I
And
just can't imagine.
I imagine killed, no?
No, she wasn't killed.
Oh. Wow.
And he was about 30 when he did that. 1995, he was about 30.
Oh my god.
I mean, what a
Get
loser.
what and did you need the 4x4 to overpower this
Your sweet
elderly
elderly
woman?
woman. I just like that blew my mind. This was a
And we don't know
class.
why?
No,
I mean, wow.
I
She,
know.
like, reminded him to eat his vegetables or something.
Right. I'm
What
like,
could she have done?
what could
What
she have said to provoke a snap like that?
Okay. Poor woman.
Oh,
Well, wow. Strong bitch. She survived that? I wouldn't
I
survive
know.
that.
I know. Poor
Ooh,
thing.
okay.
This was a Class C felony, and he spent 3 of an 8-year sentence in prison where
A
he earned,
class C.
what'd I say? A Class
Well,
C.
you said class C, but again, it's like elevator legs. I heard classy. It was a classy felony. Like it's the opposite of classy.
Oh my God. Class C. Oh my God. I really do run on words.
All right, go on.
Class C felony. And he spent 3 of an 8-year sentence in prison where he earned his degree and he had to take anger management classes. Duh.
You think?
Which did not help because in 2006, he got in another altercation where he almost killed a man after this guy walked out of his female friend's apartment, like out
What?
of Daniel's gal friend's apartment.
Yeah, I get it. No, I get it.
I don't know why this fight started or why he was so pissed for walking out of an apartment. But according to USA Today, Messel followed him, punched him, and kicked him in the face and ribs repeatedly, and repeatedly slammed his head into the concrete until bystanders intervened. There's a clip of this man talking about it on Sword and Scale, and he's confident Messel would have killed him. Like he had very no intention of slowing down the attack before those bystanders came to the rescue.
Ugh.
Mhm. He was charged with battery, but it was later reduced to disorderly conduct, so no jail time for this.
Whoa.
I know. He's like,
Seems a little intense for disorderly conduct.
when he's done this before, like,
Yeah.
okay, hothead, you go sit in jail again.
Yeah.
In 2007, a year later after this attack, Daniel found himself a job at Fine Print, which is where he's working at the time of Hannah's murder. And his manager said he was a very good employee, caused no problems. But after Hannah's murder, a lot of women said otherwise. A lot of
Oh,
women came forward with their own stories. One being a group of girls who lived on Grant Street, which is one block over from where Hannah lived. They came forward and said he would regularly harass them while walking home from the bar, sometimes even taking pictures of them from his car.
ew.
Then he would try to get them in the car by asking for directions or ask them to get in the car to look for something that
We're
he lost. I'm like, are you seriously trying to do the whole can't find my lost puppy?
we're not toddlers in the 90s. This isn't gonna work.
That's my note says.
Not
Even
gonna
though
work
that's
today.
not going to work in 2015.
We were told from a very young age that that's all bullshit. There's no puppy, there's no candy.
Not
We
at
all
3 a.m.,
not
especially
3
not
AM,
at 3 a.m.
especially
What?
I was trying to think of a way, like, especially anyone over the age of 6. Like, we
Right.
know, jig is
Right.
up.
You're aging yourself, sir. What are you
Okay.
doing? Yeah, even
Okay.
on a group of drunk girls, they're like, "No, you're creepy," and in
You're
fact, called the police on them.
good. Good for them.
But the cops said they can't arrest anyone for being creepy or being a dumbass, which they can't. He hadn't done anything yet that would justify the police getting involved.
I mean, I know, I get it, but
I
it's
know.
sad.
And apparently, this was his thing. He would wait for the bars to close and creep around, waiting for drunk girls to walk home from campus at 50 years old. Get the fuck out of here.
For real.
Then another woman came forward after seeing Daniel's face on TV and said a chill went up her spine. She called cops and said she was walking home on Halloween night, drunk from a party, and this guy asked her for directions. And as she was explaining, he got out of the car, grabbed her, and forced her into the car, slamming her head on the dashboard and forced her head down to give him a blowjob. But she was like, fuck off. And she managed to fight him off, tuck, and roll.
Oh, good.
Mhm. She was so shaken up by this and didn't think the cops would be able to do anything since she didn't get any identifiable features of his car and didn't get his name. So she did not go to the police.
What?
Well, I know I don't want to victim blame. In this instance, they may
I'm
have not.
not. I'm just
I know,
shocked.
but in this instance, they may not have been able to arrest anyone, but they would have at least like a description of hair color, color of the car, anything. So when the group of girls did go in, the first group of girls, they would have at least been like, "Oh, we need to keep an eye on this guy." You know?
Yeah,
They would have
but
put it in a file. But she was right. They probably wouldn't be able to arrest anyone.
holy shit.
Then a third woman came up. They call her KV. In 2012, she was drunk walking home from a bar, and he somehow got her in his car, probably the directions thing, definitely not the lost puppy thing. He drove her to a gravel road near a lake, dragged her out, ripped off her clothes, and punched her in the head so many times her contacts came out.
Oh my god.
Oh, how repulsive is that? He eventually knocked her unconscious, and when she came to, he was forcing fellatio on her. Ugh,
Ew.
so fucking gross. She fought him like hell, and he eventually gave up, sped off with her phone, purse, clothes, everything. She was like, screw you. She went to the police, and they were able to
Oh,
pull some skin cells from under her fingernails.
oh, good.
But at the time, it didn't match anyone in their database until Hannah's murder. They retested it and it matched Daniel Messel's.
Wow.
So, with this new confirmed attack, plus all the prior felony battery charges, Ted Adams files an additional charge of habitual offender, which adds an additional 6 to 20 years. And here's how Ted explains that. You can't convict people for being bad people in the past. Meaning you can't say like Daniel Messel was an asshole who beat up his grandmother in the 90s. He must have killed Hannah. That's called forbidden inference, which is not allowed by law. But how I understand it, this can be taken into account if prosecutors can prove it's this guy's MO. Like the
Yeah.
pattern of criminal conduct and violence can be considered. And with this new confirmed attack from KV, this can be considered. They're both walking home from the bar after drinking, both taken to an isolated location, both beaten. He slammed KV's head against the dashboard, and prosecutors say that there's a crime scene photo of Daniel's car after Hannah's murder, and the dust on his dashboard, you can see two handprints with a circle imprint in the center.
Oh,
So
no.
they're
Oh my god.
very, yeah,
Chills. Oh god.
they're confident he did the same thing to Hannah.
Yeah.
The only thing, though, was Hannah was not sexually assaulted. So that kind of throws a wrench in the pattern, but maybe she fought too hard and he snapped and killed her before he got the chance. I don't know.
But so he followed her home from the bar and then followed her in her house and her roommate was there and like he just dragged her out quietly? How
Perfect timing, Ray. Cheers the theory.
Oh, okay. Great.
Here's
Y'all.
what they think happened.
Oh, God.
Everything was on her bed except her ID. Her ID was later found at the bar they were waiting outside of.
Mhm.
So Adams thinks that she got in her room, realized she didn't have her ID, and ran back outside to try to catch her Uber driver to see if it was in there. At the very moment, Daniel Messel happened to be doing his drive by and either approached her while she was looking for it on the ground,
Oh.
or they think he may have impersonated her driver to get her inside the car, which I kind of think is more unlikely. I feel like if she had the wherewithal to notice her ID was missing and was actively looking for it, she would have at least been like, "That's not my Uber driver." I don't know, but
Yeah.
she was intoxicated. I don't know. He did
But
something.
or he was just like, "Oh, I'm going downtown anyway. Here, I'll take you back to the bar to look for it." Like
Oh,
a
yeah, maybe.
like an old townie. In Oxford, I probably would've been like, "Okay."
Oh,
Can you
yeah, you're
imagine? Like
right.
an
You're right.
small little college town?
Mhm.
Sure. Give me a ride to
Yeah,
the square. Why not?
yeah, yeah, that's true.
That's my theory. There you go.
Maybe, or because she didn't know it was left at the bar necessarily. She could have just been looking for it on the ground. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I get it.
But if I
Jeez.
were her family, that would irk me so bad to know she got home safely and just happened to walk outside at the exact time a creepy ass predator was driving by. Like knowing if
Yeah.
she just brushed her teeth first or gotten a late night snack or peed, anything that took
Yeah.
5 seconds, she probably would have missed him completely. Ugh,
Oh,
knowing that would kill me.
yeah. Sad.
I know. So he pleads not guilty, obviously, and the trial was very hard on her parents. Her mom held it together for the most part, but when the prosecutor held up Hannah's gray t-shirt, yoga pants, and Converse all covered in dirt and blood, she lost it.
No.
I know. She didn't realize what she was wearing the day of her death, and that it was an outfit she wore a lot, and it was all the stuff her mom got her for Christmas. So I bet that would also be very hard to see. Like see an outfit that she always wore covered
Yeah.
in blood. It would just make it so real.
Y
Oh.
yeah.
So Daniel's defense attorney, Dory Marion, had a big task because there's a ton of evidence against him.
I'm shocked he pled guilty. Not even an Al I mean, not guilty. Not even an Alfred plea. Like,
This guy's so
you're gonna
smug.
get alright, good. Go on, sorry.
So the defense attorney's biggest task is to essentially not get laughed out of the courtroom. So her defense is that she says that too. She's like, that was my biggest task. Her defense is that they admit that they met that night because his DNA is all over that crime scene and his cell phone. But apparently there was also unknown DNA at the scene. So they argue there was a third party there. So Daniel says he drove up to Hannah being attacked. Oh, and he came to her aid. Aw.
Oh,
He got
sweet.
blood all over him, chased off the assailant, and that's why her DNA was everywhere. Oh.
Oh.
He didn't call
Mhm.
911 because he was scared no one would believe him given his past. You got something right there, Dan.
You nailed that one.
Yeah. She said in Sword and Scale episode that they started out, Dory said this, that they started out on good terms, but as the trial went on, Daniel started being such a dick to her. He had a temper. He would often yell at her, telling her that she was a horrible lawyer, calling her at all hours of the night to tell her what she did wrong that day in trial. Like, can you imagine the
Oh.
mansplaining from this asshole?
Oh
I
my
would be like, shut up.
Oh, I would tank that so hard. I mean, you're toast.
Right.
I'm all
Like,
you got, punk.
right. There's a lot of things you shouldn't have done. Holy shit, it would infuriate me. Like,
That
pipe
is
down or represent yourself. Please do
yeah,
it. I was
you do
assigned
it.
to you. I can dip
Yeah,
out if you need me to.
yeah, you ain't paying me. Get
Yeah.
out of here.
He has real issues with women. And I'm
To say the least.
yeah, I'm guessing it stemmed from his mom since he only lived with his stepdad. It's a complete assumption. His mom is alive. I do know that. So they were divorced. So
And
that
he
right,
lived with the
that
stepdad?
dad, yeah. But
That's
maybe
it.
they had a falling out after he beat her mother with a 4x4. I don't know.
Maybe.
Pure assumption. Anyway, prosecution says Dory's defense is bullshit. Obviously, they have him on surveillance at McDonald's changing his clothes. He drained his bank account right after. The timeline doesn't make sense. All the things.
He went to McDonald's to change his bloody clothes. Those poor workers were
Uh,
probably like, "The fuck do we do with this?"
yeah, I have no. Yes, he did.
Oh my god.
This guy's
Was Dory at this point like, "Yeah, you're right.
he's like,
I'm I'm gonna go
okay,
home, take a
yeah,
nap. I don't care about this."
right. Kick up my feet. I'm so done with this jackass.
Yeah.
The jury deliberated for 5 hours, which I was like, 5 hours? It would take me 5 minutes. But they did come back with a guilty verdict, and he got 60 years for this, but they have to try him separately on the habitual offender charge. It's completely separate. This deliberation took a lot less time. Guilty. He got the maximum of 20 years. So he's in total in there for 80 years. So he'll be 130 when he gets out.
Whoa, that's real old. I
That's
don't know if
real
we'll make
old.
it.
I don't know if he'll make it. Very few do. He was pissed and he wasn't accepting it. He filed an appeal on the grounds of his lawyer being an idiot. His words, not mine.
Oh
Because
my god.
the murderer who left his cell phone at the crime scene is smarter than everyone else.
Oh my god, love
Uh-huh.
this type of idiot.
He called her so much after the trial to yell and harass her, she had to block him. Like, get out of here.
It would be very scary to
Oh, I
be
know.
a public defender.
Yeah. But
Who are
he's
you
in
dealing
jail for
with?
80 years.
Well, I know, but like, Jesus, leave me alone.
All of the appeals were denied, and he's locked up for the rest of his days.
Hell yeah.
And that's the tragic story of poor Hannah Wilson, who was just day drinking with her friends like a normal college kid.
That is really, I hate that.
Her dad now sleeps with with a pillow made out of one of her t-shirts. Oh,
Stop.
sweet angel.
Oh my gosh, he is sweet. Here's what, okay, it's like the Idaho thing, and we talked about this when Savannah and Alex were on from the Unspeakable podcast. It's so, it like really gets to me because that's like just we were doing that. We're day drinking in
Everyone
Oxford.
was doing that, yeah.
You
Especially when
walk,
they said, like, held up her gray t-shirt and yoga pants. I was like, "Oh, she went out in that?" And I'm like,
yeah.
"No, she was day it was fun. That's what you wore during the day. You get out of your exam, you're in your loungy clothes, and you're like, 'Let's just go to a bar.'"
Yeah, you're
Loved it.
in a big ass fraternity swap t-shirt and leggings,
Sure.
and you go to the bar.
Oh,
That and then you walk home.
right.
And
Talking about what you're doing after graduation. "Oh, I can't wait to move to New York," or wherever the hell. I don't know.
so sad. I hate it.
I know. But don't you think he definitely killed Lawrence Sperrier, right? That's the only
Yeah, but
suspect they have. I know, but he's an idiot. So I'm like, how'd you get away with it?
where's her body?
Where's her body? I
That
don't
is
know.
scary. I don't like that one tiny little bit.
Yeah, but it would be shocking if it were anyone else. Also, it was 4:30 when she was last seen on surveillance. I'm like,
Lauren?
you would, yeah. I'm like, would he troll that late? Bars close at 2. That's when he would make his rounds. Disgusting.
Oh.
So I'm like, crazy.
Oh my god, that
But it would
is,
be quite the coincidence if it was someone else. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
But the bomb drop in it, the twist, and the reason I did the episode was that dream. It really freaked me out.
That is, I
It
don't
was like
like
2
that.
weeks before.
That scares me.
I know. All right, thanks everyone. You are the best. People are the
People are the
worst.
worst.
See ya.
Bye.